What's going on, everybody? I'm eating things and you're watching Less Than Rhetorical, and I've been asked to do a video on settings in the game of Rainbow Six Siege. So welcome. If you have not been on this channel before, you are here in the right place to learn about how to play the game of Rainbow Six Siege. And if you've been in this channel for a long time and you're wondering why the posts have gotten a little infrequent, well, there's some good things going on in life that I need to pay attention to, and so Siege has kind of taken a back seat to those wonderful and amazing things in life. So, getting into it right now, let's just hop right in and look at the way Siege is laid out in the new season. And what we're going to do is we're going to press that plus sign. We're going to go into the options, and we're just going to talk through the options. Now, I'm on an Xbox when I play Siege. You may be on PC, you may be on a PlayStation. It doesn't really matter. These are the settings that you need to imitate in most cases in order to reach a high rank. I was Diamond two seasons ago. Did not play enough games in the last season to get back to Diamond. I think I ended in Emerald 4. So I can tell you that these settings work. They work, they help you win games, and you will have a lot more fun. So let me just kind of walk you through the settings and explain why I've got what I've got. And of course, some of these we're going to skip through quickly because they're just not very important. Like, for example, some are preference, like squad privacy, that's preference. Ping and communication wheel. I mean, if you like the communication wheel, use it. I like it. You don't have to use it. Display performance metrics, again, preference. But as we get down to things like stun VFX, I will tell you, if you have not tried it, try dark glare. I feel like I see people so much faster after getting flashed in a flashbang with the dark glare than I do with the light glare. So try it. For tinnitus, I've tried all three of these: ringing, wave, muted, and I'll tell you, muted just sits well with me. It's up to you, but muted seems to clear quicker. This is the sound that it makes when an explosion is near you, and then afterwards your ears are kind of like ringing from the explosion. Muted seems to be less disruptive to me, and I'm able to focus on the gunfight quicker. Cycle inside camera groups, that is a preference. Pros will often use on. Some will use off, I think. So it's up to you. Diffuser pickup, this should be on both. You don't even have to worry about why. It just picks the diffuser up automatically, or you can pick it up manually by selecting it. It should be on both. Visible throw trajectory, turn this thing on. It really helps you to see where you're throwing, like ace charges, yin candelas, Valkyrie cams, everything. Drones, it's very helpful. It's helpful to see where you're throwing things. And all right, let me come down here. Drone after prep. There is a reason why you want this to be manual. It may not seem important in lower ranks, but in higher ranks, people shoot drones and people recognize the value of drones. If you have a drone, it equals a free kill. So having a drone on you means that is a kill for you. Having two drones is 2 kills. Once you get to higher ranks, you realize how to use your drones that way to be able to get kills, how to place them in pre-placed spots so that you can entry into the building off of clean and accurate information. And so I don't want to be sitting there watching an observation tool for a teammate saying, oh yeah, he's about to spawn peek. He's going to spawn peek out of this window right here. And before I can ping it, I get kicked off my drone because I was on automatic. and that will automatically take me out of the observation tools when the prep phase ends. And then my teammate doesn't see my ping because I didn't get to make it. And while I'm trying to get back on the drone, my teammate gets spawn peeked. Like, that is not cool. So put it on manual so you don't get kicked off. And at the end of the prep phase, you can continue to watch people on no matter what drone it is, yours or anybody else's. And then all you have to do to get off is just hit the B button and you're ready to go. Match replay doesn't matter. I turn mine on. And crossplay, again, doesn't matter. Right now I'm playing on consoles, but I've played on PC before. Okay. All right, we're going to move over to the HUD settings, and these will be quick and easy. Compass on and advanced, that's what I recommend. You can choose whatever you want, but the cool part about advanced is on the compass, it actually shows you what floor the enemy is on. Are they above you or below you, like a ping? For example, if somebody red pings an enemy, it'll show you if that ping is above or below your location on the advanced compass. The simplified compass doesn't really do that. So I have it on advanced. And just basically turn everything on. Action reminders, you can leave it at default. I have this opacity lower for the action reminders. It just helps me see things better, but that's preference. The rest of it just on, all of it on. I have score updates off for me. That's just turning off points like in Pro League. I don't do it because I want to be in Pro League. I do it because I find it to be cleaner and easier to see and it helps me focus. That said, it is a disadvantage to playing. Turn this on. Like, that is my recommendation for everyone. Turn this on. That said, I'm going to keep it off. And the rest are just on. Okay? Now we're going to go to audio. On your audio, you select whatever language works for you. For your subtitles, if you want them, you can turn them on. I have played on high and low, but seem to like dynamic range low a little bit better. It helps me to hear footsteps better. And that's what I want to hear, is when someone's sneaking up behind me. So I might be in a gunfight, but I can also hear somebody sneaking up behind me. And so that's what I'm listening for. And so after my gunfight, I can flick and get that kill too. Tinnitus, again, muted. The rest of these, I just have these volumes at 100, these at 0. So you can kind of see my settings. Voiceover presets, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. This also can be different. You could do headset earphone or digital output depending on what you're using. You may have some different settings on PC. So, how you set up your audio is really all about preference. It really doesn't make a huge amount of difference. But that low and high setting that I showed you earlier will make a difference. And you can play between the two and decide which one you like better. But personally, I like low. Voice chat, I have it disabled. You can have it on. Doesn't really matter. Okay, moving on. Display. Now on PC, there's going to be a lot more settings here. For PC, I recommend trying to play with a 4:3 resolution. Or is it 4:3 aspect? What's the aspect ratio? Oh my goodness, I think it's 4:3. 4:3 aspect ratio. That is the one that most people play with in Pro League, but I think there's some other options. It basically is, just play with a stretched res. It allows you to see it, like things, doorways are wider, and so it's easier to like get onto heads. because they're just a little bit wider. So it just makes movement a little bit smoother. There's a whole video that I have on DPI, and it's on my YouTube channel for settings for like how to set up your sensitivities. Look at that video when it comes to like how to find your sensitivity. I think that is probably the best recommendation I can make for settings, like having a high or a low DPI and what to do with your sensitivity with it. So I don't know if you would find that in this section, but if you're on console, these are all the options that you have. Turn VSync off. Prioritization performance should be on. Field of view, you're trolling if you don't have this above at least 80, I would say. If you've got like a really bad TV, you could put it lower, but if you're on a really good monitor, put it up at 90. Mine's at 85. HUD display, menu display, it just kind of depends on your monitor. You want that to be filling the monitor. And for brightness, I don't really know what's best. I've played around with different brightness settings. Right now, 80 has been working for me, but you might try something lower or you might try something higher. I'm okay with 80. This seems to work. Okay, going to controls. Of course, you know, I play on a TV that is a long way. I'm like 8 foot away from a TV. So I'm not sure it really matters. Vibration should be disabled. Gadget deployment should be advanced. You will thank me later. Just trust me. Put it on advanced. Drone deployment also on advanced. This is so you can chuck a drone out and keep your gun up. So if somebody hears your drone fly out, sometimes they try to swing you and you're dead if this isn't on advanced. Leaning behavior, put it on alternate if you're on a controller. Even if you're not, I think alternate is better. Don't worry about controller layouts or custom controller inputs. They're, you know, you're not going to have that. You don't need to worry about it. Not going to need to worry about it. I mean, it's preference. Look inversion, I have mine disabled, but you might have yours enabled. This again is preference. Again, preference, but updated seems to work better for me for controller rotation. I have my vertical sensitivity at 45 and my horizontal sensitivity at 55 for a controller. If you were playing on a mouse and keyboard, these would be extremely low, like 13, you know, and maybe they might, I don't know, you might be 13 and 13 or something like that, or 13 and 20. It just depends. Everybody plays with a different sensitivity. Again, reference my sensitivity video on how to find your sensitivity. Don't try to copy other people's. Observation tool, look sensitivity. You can change this now. I'm actually going to increase mine because it was a little slow last time I played, but this is a new setting. I think I'm actually going to put it at, well, let's see. I don't want it at 20. I think I want it at, I think I'm going to put it at 55. Yeah, I'll just do that. It might be a little fast, but we'll see. Left stick dead zone, and these are just if you have stick drift, which I do. And trigger dead zone, you could put it 0 if you wanted. It's not bad. Okay. Controller ADS, just to give you an idea of what sensitivity I'm playing on a controller. I use the advanced setting, and I basically found a multiplier online, and kind of customized my sensitivities from that. But this seems to work pretty well for me. I run about a 26 sensitivity for my controller. Aim, always on hold. Drone speed boost, also on hold. Advanced controller options. I have heard these are amazing. I have never used them. Don't need them. So, totally up to you what you end up doing there. Let's move on to privacy. Oh, you know what? There's nothing in privacy that you need in order to move up in rank. So this is all preference. Unless you're doing like streaming and you're like really a big time streamer, and then you might want to use some of these privacy settings to stop stream sniping. Now we get into accessibility, and this is the final one that we're going to look at, and this one is great to take a look at. There's some new stuff in here, and I'm really excited about it. So turn off screen shake screen shake intensity. Turn that off. That will help you so much. Also, motion blur off. I realize it's not as realistic, but it really helps for performance. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve our performance so we can rank up. Dark glare, muted, low dynamic range, all about performance. For your color settings, these are brand new. I'm playing around with these and I'm not sure what I like and what I don't like. I've tried enemy color as purple. That was fun. I have a white reticle. No. My reticle is now turquoise. I'm playing with turquoise. I did white for a lot of years. Don't do red. I find red just like blends in too easily and you kind of lose track of your reticle. Personally, I like turquoise or a light color that you can see easily in dark corners. Location ping, it's all preference here, but you can kind of just make a distinction between a location ping and an objective marker icon now. That's kind of cool. You can make a distinction between positive and negative feedback now. That's also cool. So, yeah, I like it. There's some really cool stuff here. Yeah, I think negative feedback's going to be red. I think I'm going to go with that. I think neon green for positive feedback. That seems fair. Let's do that. Okay, optic opacity. I put mine at 70% because I'm running turquoise, but you might run a darker color and put it lower or higher, depending on what you like, or a lighter color and put it higher. It's up to you. It's preference. But play around with it. And that is pretty much it. The rest of these are just all preference as well. So there's really nothing more for me to say here. I hope that this video helps you with your settings so that you can be a little bit more confident in learning the game of Rainbow Six Siege. And if you set your settings to what I've just recommended and use it and get used to it, you will find that you improve very quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.